the 49ers offense and their goals this season, all doubts should have been extinguished on this field here in Arizona, where the 49ers just beat the Cardinals 41-22. We're overcoming poor Wi-Fi here at State Farm Stadium with our cellular connection. San Francisco in this game delivered the type of formula that they're going to have to take over the rest of this season if they want to entertain fans into January and potentially even beyond. And that formula is elite offense, and Brock Purdy brought the explosiveness back to the 49ers. The second drive after the Sky Moore 98-yard kick return set up the first drive. But on that second drive for the 49ers, it was play number 5, 1st and 10. Purdy, like Peyton Manning, cans Kyle Shanahan's play call, spreads out the wide receivers, spreads out George Kittle, and then drops an absolute dime into the near corner of the end zone, right in front of me here in the press box in Arizona. It was Purdy at his best. It reminded everyone, it should remind everyone, that ever since Brock Purdy entered the league in 2022, he has been the NFL's most efficient quarterback. Higher than Josh Allen, higher than Patrick Mahomes in EPA per play. You can only do that stuff if you have full mastery over the offense and if you execute that offense with full mastery. So the 49ers, this might be the easiest of their next 4 games, which is saying something about the softness of their schedule as they move to 7-4. Carolina is going to give them a test on Monday night at home, but Arizona actually was ranked better offensively and defensively than Carolina entering this game, and the 49ers were able to explode Arizona out of this building with what Brock Purdy was able to lead offensively. George Kittle became the 3rd 49er in their franchise history to record 50 touchdown catches and 500 receptions. Only Jerry Rice and Terrell Owens have been able to do that. Kittle did it today. Christian McCaffrey today, 81 rushing yards, 40 more receiving yards. He still is on a good track to hit 1,000 this season. And for the first time all season, San Francisco notched a run of 20 or more yards. It was Christian right there at the end of the game. He ended up scoring 3 touchdowns for the 49ers, but preceding that touchdown run, Christian had a 20-yard run. So the 49ers finally get an explosive on the ground. And you know what? Wasn't an accident that it came in Brock Purdy's game, because what he can deliver with his arm downfield in terms of the explosive pass game can help open up the 49ers' explosive rushing attack. And we saw that on display formulaically for the 49ers today. Now, their defense, this is funny because they got roasted to the tune of, I think, over 500 yards for the Arizona Cardinals, near 488 yards for the Arizona Cardinals. Jacoby Brissett actually set an NFL record with 47 completions. He went 47 of 57 for 452 yards. But the 49ers still won this game by 19 points, 41-22. Again, this is part of the formula. The 49ers aren't going to be stopping teams cold this year defensively. They've lost too much on that side of the football. But what they can do, despite giving up a lot of yardage, is be opportunistic at very key junctures. So you saw it today with the interception for Malik Mustafa in the first half. Then you saw it with Deommodore Lenoir's pick. That was great team defense, by the way. You saw Kalia Davis, the defensive tackle, win his pass rushing matchup in the middle. Sam Okuwanu pressured Jacoby Brissett out of the pocket, and then Deommodore Lenoir pounced. I thought Demo was really, really damn good. He also had blanket coverage on a deep attempt to Michael Wilson, who had 15 catches in this game. But Deommodore Lenoir delivered when he had to. Calf felt fine, I guess. He was questionable. He waved to the camera. Saw my 49ers boombox video earlier. And then you get opportunism from a rookie in Upton Stout. Elijah Higgins, the Arizona tight end. This was also right on the goal line here, right in front of me. Looked like he was about to score a touchdown, and Upton, the rookie, ripped the football out and prevented points for Arizona. So despite the fact that they gave up an NFL record 47 completions and 452 yards to Jacoby Brissett, the 49ers gave up only 22 points because of those 3 takeaways. And then the offense for San Francisco did the rest. And of course, we cannot forget special teams, which I think is the 49ers' major differentiator this year. They might go worst to first on special teams, which would be insane. They were number 32, dead last in that phase of the game last season. The 49ers might be number 1 coming out of this game because Sky Moore opened this up with the big kick return. I mean, he just shot out of a cannon moving from really left to right on the picture in front of you. And he almost scored 98 yards. It would have been the 49ers' first kick return for a touchdown since 2018 with Richie James Jr. And then, not to be outdone, Brian Robinson Jr., who's already had a few big kick returns this year, had one to near midfield for the 49ers. I know they gave up a big punt return to Greg Dortch today, but remember that the 49ers entered this game with a number 3 special teams unit in all football. And after those 2 kick returns and after a few more made field goals today, it would not surprise me if they're number 1 after this game. Now, the big wrench, and this reminds us that the 49ers may not be able to have nice things. Eddie Pinheiro grabbed his hamstring after his final extra point, and he didn't finish this game. So Eddie, I know he missed a couple extra points today, but he's yet to miss a single field goal in a 49ers uniform. Eddie Pinheiro might have to miss some time. And this whole special teams turnaround can be traced back to Eddie Pinheiro joining the 49ers after they cut Jake Moody ahead of week 2. So what will the 49ers do at kicker to make sure that this special teams renaissance continues for them? That is going to be a big question for San Francisco moving forward. Kittle, 6 catches, 67 yards. Jennings, 4 catches, 54 yards. They said McCaffrey with 50 receiving yards. I thought Juszczyk had a couple big catches in this game. Purdy and Pearsall still both knocking off rust. But if you can say that your quarterback has a 133.5 rating, which is what Brock Purdy had today, the EPA score is really good as well. It was elite today for Brock Purdy. If you can say that he can deliver those kind of numbers when he's still obviously knocking off a little bit of rust, I think you're in a good spot if you're the 49ers. I mean, only 26 attempts, and he got 200 passing yards out of it. That's explosive for San Francisco. That is what the 49ers like to see. They did not have to put up a whole lot of yards, only 281 yards to score 41 points. You think special teams and those returns for that, the Eddie Pinheiro kicks, and you thank Brock Purdy's explosiveness at the start of this game to give the 49ers a very, very clear advantage in the arm wrestling match for that. You can also thank a staggering 17 penalties for 130 yards for the Arizona Cardinals. The 49ers had only 1 penalty for 15 yards. It was the Renardo Green post-play interaction with Trey McBride, and you just can't come back for seconds if you're Renardo Green there. They actually benched him for the rest of that drive. Kyle Shanahan won't be happy about that one. But the Cardinals had 17 times the penalties of the 49ers. They also had a bizarre late first half sequence where they decided to not pass rush the 49ers. And then on the 62-yard attempt that Pinheiro had blocked, they committed a personal foul by roughing the long snapper, John Weeks. So I saw why the Cardinals are 3-7 in this game. 17 penalties for 130 yards. The 49ers played a clean game. 1 penalty for 15 yards. When the margins are as thin as they are for the 49ers, given all their injuries, you have to play a clean game. They did. The Cardinals didn't. They're better coached than Arizona. I think that's obvious. They got outgained by 200 yards. The 49ers did, 488 to 281, but they made their yardage count so much more. They didn't turn the ball over in this game. Brock Purdy did exactly what we expect him to do as one of the top quarterbacks in football: protect the ball and deliver explosive plays simultaneously. I think some interesting developments for the defense as well, despite the fact that they got roasted in the yardage department. The takeaways were obviously huge. Bend but don't break, opportunistic is the formula. But we saw Nick Martin, the rookie, enter at Sam linebacker for the 49ers. He had a couple big hits, including one on the 2-point conversion attempt from Jacoby Brissett as he was running out to the left at the end of this game. I can't wait to watch the film to see how Nick did. You know, what was really huge, despite the fact that Brissett threw for all that many yards, the 49ers only gave up 36 rushing yards to the Cardinals. 14 for 36. A long touchdown run for Bam Knight was taken back by one of the 17 Cardinals penalties. But if you're only giving up 2.6 on the ground per carry, you maintain a hold of the game. That's why the 49ers last week, when they just gave up too many rushing yards, too much rushing efficiency to the Rams, that's why that was so alarming. They had Alfred Collins back. I think he's awesome for a rookie. He's really growing on a week-by-week basis. But with Alfred Collins back, the 49ers were able to stymie the Arizona run game. And I get it. No, James Conner helps in that regard for the 49ers as well. But it allows the 49ers to maintain control flow of the game. You either get run out of the building like they did last year by Arizona on this field in Week 18, or you hold the run game, allow 452 passing yards, but also rely on your offense and special teams to maintain flow moving forward. Shanahan said that the severity of Piñeiro's hamstring injury is going to be evaluated tomorrow. Sounds like an MRI is needed. So big picture, 49ers 7-4. I think they're well on their way to 10-4. They've got to beat Carolina on Monday Night Football. But again, this might be the best team the 49ers play in this 4-game stretch. They get Carolina at home as well. Tatum Bethune will need additional testing to see if it is a high ankle sprain. That's the 49ers linebacker that was hurt. This San Francisco team can ride this explosive offense, opportunistic defense, good special teams formula a long way, but we'll have to check in on the health of all these guys. I'm headed to the locker room. I'll talk to everybody soon. 49ers 41, Cardinals 22 here from Arizona. Monday Night Football is next.